So I'm just sticking my microphone on. So this is just a thought, just airing my thoughts. I think I need to do it. I'm not going to write a book because it just takes too long, even to get somebody else to write it. I could get someone to transcribe it, I guess. Maybe that will come in the future. Just opening some salted broad beans. Because I'm being asked on a regular basis, and I'm always happy to help. Exploit me, abuse me. Sorry if you can hear me munching. Tide's out. But it's on its way in. Just a brain dump, because I might get run over by a songtail tomorrow. And my take on teachings may be lost forever in Banglamung Hospital. When I could leave a legacy for so many others to exploit. I'm very well, how are you? Welcome back. Let's get the chat up on the other phone, then I can see it better. Mr. Mitch, welcome. Sound check, visual check, everything check. How is it? Can you hear the passing pickup trucks? What day is it today, I wonder? I don't even know what day it is. It's Sunday, so it's still the weekend, and there are still domestic tourism going on in the beach locations here in Thailand. So we're chilling at the beach with each other and gesticulating. The word for the night is gesticulate. Yeah. What's your favourite word of the day? And what did you learn today? Answers in the chat. Great video and great audio. Great video and audio. Thank you so much. Oh. It only came to me today after 3 weeks of discomfort in my left shoulder why it hurts so much, having pulled something inside of it, because I attempted to move the motorbike. You forget how heavy they are unless you try lifting them. Just to like move the back wheel away or reposition it so you can get out of a tight spot. And I yanked the bike, because they've all got handles on the back, right, for the pillion to hold onto. And I forgot how heavy it was. And that's how I pulled a muscle in my shoulder. So I'm using something like deep heat now on it. But that only masks the pain, right? So I think it could make it worse. You still have to be careful. It's not really painful, it's just that, you know, when you catch it at the wrong angle or something. Hey Baron Badger, welcome back. So have a read of the description of the video. Then I won't have to repeat myself too much as each person comes in. So I'm just thinking, because I keep on being asked this and that, and a lot of questions that people don't ask that they need to know about. So I'm thinking, okay, let's do maybe a series of videos on my take of things in my, I guess, geographic location and from my experiences and other people's experiences, my mentors' experiences, and other things that I've learned in recent months as well that I can share to help others. I'm sorry if you can hear me munching. If you can hear me munching, it's because I am. So not much is occurring. It's a prelude, really. I'm putting it to the floor. I'm just chilling on the beach, actually, just for an hour. Cheers, Mr. Mitch. You know, all of my all of the teachings will be backed up with examples and experiences. Big Papa, welcome. Hansa, welcome. How are you? Lisa. 29. How are you? How's business? I'm very good, sister. I heard you moved again to even a better location, right? Lisa 29. Lisa 29's in the chat, everybody. For those that remember Lisa 29 from July, August, September. My first 3 months in Pattaya. I'm just relaxing on the beach, Lisa. Gesticulating. I'm sure that's the word. I'm not very well read. There are people over there on the beach. Over there, let's zoom in. Maybe we'll go and see them in a minute. I think they're looking for either crabs or shellfish. Yeah, the tide is definitely coming in. It's like an island being formed over here. Oh, they've caught up with me. I've got some mung beans with salt as well. I thought these are high in carbs. Let's have a look. So I'm going to go ahead with it just because Mr. Mitch says so. Not sure I like them. No. Weird. It's okay for a snack, maybe. Hopefully there's no wind noise. Oh yeah, Opal's in the chat as well. She doesn't speak much. She's not very confident with English. In fact, my female followers have gone from 0.4% to nearly 5%. Look what I found on the beach earlier. Hoi. It's not open, it's heavy. It was like that in the water, and I was like, oh, what is that? It looked aesthetically pleasing. So I'm thinking, that looks like a lovely hoi. So I picked it up, and definitely there's a hoi in there. A shiny hoi. I'll give it away to the Pattaya crab hunter extraordinaire that is Shuri, maybe, or if I see her next, if I've still got it. I don't know how to keep it fresh. Maybe should I put it in the fridge? Should I put it in water? I don't know. Yeah, our water's coming up. So we're just chilling. Who saw the skating video before? The bikini skate. Right, Big Papa, yeah, Chiri eats everything. Well, she at least try it. She don't like everything. She likes many things. I think that's what happens when you've got a farm. You're used to, like, living off the fat of the land, right? Welcome! Yeah. By toy is Opal. By Tui. We had to give her a nickname because people were mispronouncing or misspelling. And I can't remember who came up with opal, but it was very apt. Kenneth, welcome back. How are you? Just watching the waves roll in. I don't know if you can hear the sounds of the waves tonight, because I have plugged the microphone in because it's a little windy. One more. One more. I want one more. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it like this. I'm waiting for a saltwater crocodile to come up the beach. Ow. Big Jim, welcome. Oh my gosh. Big Jim's catching a lot of streams lately. Has your shift pattern changed, Big Jim? Or have you become disillusioned by other channels, as many do? That will be certainly included in the topic, not of tonight's discussion, but the title of such. And I'll do it soon as well. I was going to do it live tonight, but I want to transcribe some of it first. Many people make that style of video scripted and recorded and then upload it, but I'll do it live. Challenge myself to do it live. So it'll only be 10 or 15 minute video when I do it. I've got all the content I need now in a logical order to present. Baron Badger asks, TT, what's your long game? Joaquin Elisa, welcome to you. Welcome to the channel. I don't recall you coming here before. I hope you enjoy the laid-back, tranquil scenery and my dulcet tones. Baron Badger, what's your long game? I think you're referring to this channel, I guess, on YouTube. There isn't one. It's just a bus that never runs out of gasoline, but sometimes takes some twists and turns, and people jump on and off as they see fit, because this channel doesn't really have a niche apart from its geographic location of being in Thailand in the main. I have an about section, as do every channel owner on YouTube. They have an about section, and in there it says what this channel is about. I know many people don't read the about section of people's channels. I guess my channel's evolved into an eclectic and prolific live streamer extraordinaire that live streams up to 21 times a week. At extraordinarily lengths. But it went from purely uploading my efforts in editing skills, and I was using YouTube to measure the performance of my editing skills. That's what this channel still is about. And on the hoof, impromptu with live streams challenges that somewhat, quite a bit, because of situations and characters that one might be filming on the live stream. Presents a number of different challenges. So, and a lot of people in the beginning were very afraid of, or inexperienced, of course, because live streaming didn't really evolve too much until recent years. But didn't do it, didn't pursue it. So I grabbed the bull by its horns 4 years ago, probably to this month, maybe 4 years ago and a month. I'm sure it's about 4 years ago now, this year. We did 114 live streams in a month in public places, and we called it the 10-minute attempts. I think there's near on 130 videos in that playlist. 114 were filmed in a month, so that presented itself as a great challenge and experiment, and was received quite well. But I was only over here for 3 months at the time, I think. You do, Big Jim. When you come over here next, you can go visit. I'll give you her new address once I've got that. Right, Baron Badger, that's correct. Thank you. Yeah, so there is no end game for YouTube. Yeah, you guys just can hop on and off my bus, never knowing where it's going to take you. Of course, some things are quite regular and repeated because we enjoy them so much, maybe like Jukebox Jomtien Beach weekends, streams, just chilling or chatting with locals, the odd bar crawl, interviews, doing things differently, testing the waters, live streaming from drones. I'm going to attempt at some point to live stream underwater. That will be a challenge, because you considerably lose the connection, but there are ways around that. I found myself able to live stream to and from for the whole of the journey on the ferry, and the ferry does not have Wi-Fi, to Koh Lan and back. I was amazed that I could do that. I didn't even think that about it at the time, about losing connection, but that worked. And it's great to see other people picking up ideas, like cosplay pool. People have started doing that now, dressing up their ladies and playing pool on live streams. So I've got other new ideas coming that are going to take place on the beach as well. So they're coming soon. I'm just waiting for a couple of things to arrive for that. Yeah, a few plans. Yeah, Big Popper, they did, right? I think the longest was nearly 3 hours or so. That's why I had to label them attempts. And then that's when I started to learn as well that, in fact, after I did all those, but I learned that YouTube only send out 3 notifications in a 24-hour period. And I clearly had to be doing, I think it was about four live streams a day. Yeah, right, Mr. Mitch, that would be the way. Hardwire me in. So I'll have a router and some other we can there's already cabling that people use to communicate with the surface, so that's all I need. Just an underwater Ethernet cable, there we go, something like that, a transponder. As long as the signal can get to the camera and or phone, to the surface. Maybe it's not about going too deep either. In fact, most things you see, you learn this in scuba diving, most things you will see is up to around 20-24 meters in depth. You don't need to go any deeper. Things start to, you lose the colouring. It dissipates. I forget what it's called now, the proper technical word for it, but you lose colour the deeper you get. So you need a torch just to bring out the colour, even though you can see it's clear, but you use a lot of colour. And then the wildlife also reduces considerably as well after about 24 meters. Yeah, fibre optic cable. Business plan module, welcome back. Yeah, they're not all public, but I have 26 playlists on my channel. I forget how many are public. Some of them are just playlists of videos that I make, that I refer to, like my own little personal library, whether they be self-development or training or stuff about Thailand I wanted to learn. Big popper, really? That's bad. No notifications from YouTube at all. That's weird. Go into your settings if you can. Something may have changed. And I mean settings within YouTube. There's quite a few settings. There's channel settings, there's other settings as well. Or go into YouTube and do a search for how to receive notifications from YouTube videos being published, or channels from channels. Look at this dude here. I want to get one of these. I'm a bit of an adventure. You never know what's you're gonna find. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought. I digress. Well, it's just found money behind me. He's finding money behind me. Look, I told you. And usually when you found one coin, there's a few other coins around you as well. I'm sure that machine pays for itself in a month if he's out most days. And you can buy these now for, I've found, for around 600 baht. Initially I found them for about 1700 baht for a half decent one, but you can actually get the next level up from a kiddie's toy one that doesn't really, extend unless you're like a little person walking around. Hey Lulu, welcome. No business plan module, no I don't. I guess I am regular on the beach, but not necessarily this beach. There's about half a dozen beaches within 10 minutes. About 10 different beaches within 20 minutes. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm quite often, this is one of my closest beaches. This is like, I can get here in less than 10 minutes easily. Yeah, I dropped it, yeah. Everybody saying hello to Lulu. But I live stream from all over the place. Yeah, you can expect other beaches for sure. Listen, I've published, getting on for 900 videos. I've produced over 2,000. So there's a hell of a backlog on editing. There's more ideas flowing like a Niagara Falls off a cliff, I tell you. And a lot of stuff is new as well, like parody music videos. I really must pull my finger out and do the Ippy Ippy video. We live stream from moving vehicles as well, using the gimbal. Live More Life, welcome. Live More Life asks, do you recommend starting a YouTube channel? Is it worth it? Good question. Yeah, you don't need to edit. You can just point your camera at something, film it, and then click upload. If you wanted to say, I'll tell you who it's highly recommended for somebody that first of all, I would read the YouTube guidelines. Many people don't like the small print, but you know, you only have to put one single thing up on YouTube to have your whole channel banned and your videos deleted forever. But YouTube is a good way of storing a lot of your footage, you know, so you're recording a lot and uploading it to share. You can share privately, you can share unlisted, so only those that have the link can see stuff, or you could have it just to leave for your family for the future or something like that, and it doesn't cost anything to store it, whereas Google Drive, for example, you get 15 gigabytes of space and then you have to pay if you want more or open up another account. So it's worth it for that type of person. Depends on what you feel you want to do with it. But yeah, it's worth it in generally. But for what, you know, what do you want in return? Do you want some people to chat to? Do you want to please somebody? You know, I get messages from all over the world thanking me. One guy said I saved his life because he thought, one guy said I saved his life because he was so bored out of his skull. Right, he was thinking of doing something nasty. And he said my channel saved him. So that's an extreme, but so it was worth it for that, right? I just drop the mic. I do that. I just drop the mic and walk away. Welcome back, Daniel. Do you get recognized? Has it changed your life? Has it created new opportunities? All of the above. People recognize my voice because I'm very rarely on camera, because I tend to focus on the subject matter and make that work, being cameraman, getting angles, casting director, editing, sound technician. There's 14 different roles that goes with a YouTuber, whether you know them all or not. As a YouTuber, you need to be aware of them, particularly if other people are going to be appearing in your videos. Yeah, you can vlog with a smartphone for sure. And edit with iMovies. There are lots of different editing pieces of software. Even on your phone, you can use your phone to edit movies as well, for sure. I was doing that actually for 8 months last year, and going into this year, using my phone to edit. I learnt a lot, a hell of a lot. Shout out to Nick Nimin, D Nimin, also his brother. D Nimin was a big help. D-double-E, second name Nimin, N-I-M-I-N, for doing everything YouTube using a phone. Everything. So yeah, of course, it does create opportunities. If people are reluctant to maybe ask you for help, then other people that they speak to hear that they need help and they recommend you to them to give them some pointers. So I've been quite privileged in the last 6 months to have been in a position to help as part of a team, like over 200 people, retain an income through helping them understand how to live stream better. So that was good. How do I create a thumbnail? There are various ways to do it. The easiest way is either, but not the best way, is to not create one, and YouTube will create one for you, which isn't advisable, from a segment of your video automatically. Or you use Canva. Canva is very good. C-A-N-V-A. They have many templates and they update them regularly. It's very easy to use, and you can use it on the PC, Mac, and your phone. I use that mainly. And they store all of your thumbnails that you've created on their servers free of charge, which is also nice. Cheers, Big Papa. Only 6 hours ahead now, that's right. Daylight saving. Oh, England are winning again, are they? Baron Badger asks, what's your advice to wannabe YouTubers now? I think to be true with themselves as to why they want to do it, and only produce content for themselves that they're passionate about. Don't feel they need to appeal to an audience that others may have. Yeah, so there's a couple of pointers. Maybe it's a video in itself, right? There's a whole list. But those will be definitely featured in the top 5. You like my vlog at the fruit market? Thanks for that. That was, what is it you liked about it though? I wonder. Here's a question for you. Live more life. Yeah, it was fruit. A lot of fruit. Fruit, veg and meat. I did go back and I bought some pineapples. I think I paid less than 25. How much did I pay? 20. I bought a 6 baht pineapple, a 12 baht and an 18 baht pineapple. Friggin' awesome. And there was nothing wrong with them. They're all fresh, depending on the size as to the extent of how sweet they were, but not too sweet. It was a good market. That was a great find. Hey Larry, welcome back. How are you? Good. Yeah, Larry, I'm waiting for Larry to come over. He's going to cook some awesome foods. That would be great. We should collab, Larry, and make a good video about it. If you could get permission to cook on the beach as well, because you're not allowed to do any cooking on the beach, that'd be awesome. Or maybe we go to a private island to do it. So I've inquired as to a big boat that can hold 10 plus people, and it's only 4,500 baht. And then apparently Cherie was talking to some fishermen the other day, and they said they've got a big boat also, and it's only 2,500 baht. So the prices are coming down, and I think we need to do that. You can have a barbecue on the boat, go snorkeling, go to some islands, do fishing for 5 hours, 2,500 baht for the whole boat. And that's friggin' awesome. That needs to happen. So that's gone on the list of on the what will happen whiteboard. It's up there, along with the 24 other things that are on there. Oh my gosh. You like the new places to shop? Yeah, there's more and more places opening as well. There's a great looking there's a new park that's just opened or relocated. I'm going to go to that this week, maybe tomorrow. It's literally 8 minutes away from me, and I've never been there before. And the guy's quite entrepreneurial and doing things differently, so I like that. So I'll be going there. They do all sorts, scuba diving in the lake, etc. Like training people, like kids, under 8s, 10 plus above, you know, advanced courses, etc. So they're doing stuff on the lake and in the lake and around the lake. The mystery lady. Which one? Oh my gosh. You need to ask me how my ladies were. Daniel, do you really need to ask? Are they not all wonderful? No, I don't prefer central Pattaya. Central Pattaya is very plastic, false. It's like everyone's competing for custom, whether it's to sell food, to take away or eat in, or to sell drinks, or a good time with a lady. And it gets a bit samey and hectic at times, and I don't know of anybody that could keep doing that. The maximum I've stayed in the centre of Pattaya is 2 weeks, I would say. Yeah, 2 weeks. It was getting too much. being on top of it all. And the beach isn't particularly the best, even though it's improved. But yeah, I'm only like 6-7 minutes on a moped, on a motorcycle from there. And Jomtien's almost another world in comparison, so it's much more laid back. That's right, Larry. One has to, too many people, one, start a YouTube channel, have no interest in learning the rules in terms of appeasing YouTube's guidelines. Yeah, there are other platforms people can use. People tend to gravitate towards YouTube initially, right? And then they come unstuck, as we see quite often with a lot of new YouTubers. But yeah, it's unfortunate that many want to maybe learn from their own mistakes rather than others. Because it is very easy to do for a lot of people, depending on their persona. Maybe persona's not the right word. But as I said earlier, yeah, somebody can just point a camera or camera phone, and once it's saved to your phone or camera, you can upload it, boom, straight to your channel. And you can also, and a lot of people still don't know this, but you can live stream without being qualified to do so from the app, because you use third-party apps to live stream. But yeah, it does. I'll be covering all these points in more detail later. This was just to see whether or not there's any interest on the subject before I go into more detail on it. So it's like a prelude. Mr. Mitch says he plans to have content on his channel that his family and friends can watch to catch up on my travels and communicate. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good start. Chronicling your journey. You could do that, and you could help it if you wanted to embrace it in terms of evolving it. Then absolutely look into how you can do that. And then start applying those from the outset. And I think that's why, and I'm still taken back by how Shiri More Travels channel, Shiri's enthusiasm to learn and retain the learning, and want to learn more than I can possibly give, because it's just like, well, a lot of what I know I've learned over the last 4 years. and other life experiences, etc., that you apply to it. You just can't teach somebody all that straight away. Not that I'm going to do that in any case, but and then it's like, this is how you create a thumbnail. Okay, great. And no, this is how you tweak it. No, this is what you did wrong. Okay, great. Boom. And it's like she's doing it all herself. All that. Oh, right. Battery's getting low. I need to plug in a power bank. We're down to 10%. Here we go. So we plug the phone in. Alright, I'm going to recalibrate the gimbal, so bear with me because it's going to go solopsali a little bit, didn't I? Okay, gosh, yeah, a lot. Okay, so I'm recalibrating a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Do. Ah, mosquitoes. I wondered why I was itching. Soft cells coming out. Right. Yeah. When are we getting that? When are we going to have a gangbang on the beach again? Get those tunes bouncing out? I think soon. We should do it soon because, or maybe we do it. What's the date? Oh yeah, it's going to be April, isn't it? We're doing it in April, I'm sure. Soon, in the next couple of weeks, because Shiri's got guests coming, I hear, and I've not seen Havleg for over 2 weeks, I'm sure. I'm meeting up with him, I think, on Tuesday, so maybe we'll set something in stone. I've got this great game we can play on the beach and in the dark. That'll be fun. And it could be in bikinis as well, why not? Yeah, it's a good game. I think it'll be a good game. It'll be a crack. We'll have music, maybe a little bit of dancing, and we can play a game. Singles and doubles, why not? Let me just check my line message, Lulu. 1 minute. Right now I'm using Oppo F7, I think it's called, for during the night, Larry, and during the day I like to use my iPhone 7 Plus because that's better. It has a better camera, but not good. It's not good for in the evening. If I were to recommend, and I wouldn't buy one in Thailand because they'd be incredibly expensive and hard to find. Not hard to find, but they're not really sold here. But it would be a Huawei phone. They've got great cameras. And I've steered towards using camera phones for live streaming because they offer so much else that a camera cannot, because it's a computer, right? So that's what I use. That's what I use is phones. you can find love everywhere. Some locations are harder than others, maybe. No, it's pretty good. In fact, people say go for, I'll tell you one, if I was going to buy an Oppo, it would be the F11. You don't need to buy the F11 Pro. The Pro is simply a camera that pops up. The spec is the same. So you don't need a pop-up camera. So an F11 Pro, an F11 Oppo is very good in low light, I hear. And I've seen the camera on the iPhone 12. Bar Girls Lives Matter has a iPhone 12, and the camera on it's fantastic as well. Very good definition. I don't use any laptop at the moment. I was using a 2015 Apple Mac 15-inch Pro Retina. There's I think 500 or 250, yeah, 500 gig, 16 gig of RAM. But now I've got a Mac Mini, and it's far more powerful and less than half the price of an Apple MacBook. They start at, for the 8GB RAM, they start at 22,000 baht. I'll let you work it out for your own country. Or you can get the 16GB RAM for, I think it was 32 or 29,990 baht. I forget now. Or was it 32,000 baht? It comes with no keyboard or mouse, so you need to buy that, and a monitor or a TV. If you've got a TV, you can plug it in HDMI, which is what I've done. And the M1 chip that's in there, I don't know if a lot of people know about chips in computer. Usually have different chips for different processors, like to process the graphics, you'd have a GPU, and then you'd have a central processing unit, which is the main, like, processing part of the brain of the computer. The M1 chip combines all of the chips needed into one. I don't know how they do it, but they say, and it must be true, but they've got over 1 billion transistors on this one chip. It's amazing what it does, and the speed of it's awesome. And it's definitely, they have put this M1 chip as well into some laptops, but the Mac Mini definitely opens it up to getting people that were sitting on the fence as to whether or not they should move to Apple or not, for whatever reason. Everyone's got a personal reason to do so, because it becomes a lot more affordable, incredibly, for what you get. It's without a doubt much more powerful than my MacBook Pro, which died on me back in, when was it, June last year, and I was without a computer for 8 months, so I had to learn to do as much as possible just using a phone. Oh, I can see a big crab. I'm going to try and catch it, maybe. I don't think he started digging a hole yet. Should I go and try and get him? I don't know. No, I can't be asked. I'm not going crab hunting. I'm running around like a fool trying to chase something that's far smaller than me. Okay, let me check your line messages, Lulu. Oh yeah, you are out at the moment. Okay, I got the message, Lulu. Yeah, thank you for that. That's right, Mr. Mitch. Logistics are important for a vlogger. Batteries, power banks, charging cords. And to have backups of some of these items as well, because things fail all the time, especially in these varying weather conditions that we find ourselves in, like being down at the sea. You forget and you wonder at times, why am I so sticky? Because there's a lot of salt in the air that's just in the light breeze coming off the sea. And salt destroys everything. You really need to, it can preserve stuff as well, but the equipment degrades a lot quicker. Hey Chuck 555, welcome, long time no see, welcome back. Yeah, the M1 chip is a screamer. Give it to her for dinner. It's 20 to 1 in the morning. I don't think I'll be seeing Chiri anytime soon. Oh my gosh. She loves her crabs. Any seafood, she eats seafood. Big popper. Using a phone 4, I guess that's an iPhone 4. That's still working. Daniel Kelly asks, TT question, if you went back to the UK, where would you go and what would you do? I think I would have to go to a place that would prevent me from committing suicide, knowing that I've come back to the UK. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, so I'd go to a place that would help me with that, and I would ask them for help to stop me doing that. Imagine doing that, having to go back. Somebody said the other day, I forget where, they were saying what a hellhole it is in the United States at the moment. I'd be far better off in the UK. And I thought, isn't that like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire? I don't know. Yeah, I know, Chuck, right? Paul Shand, how are you? Welcome back. Fat fingers, not good for on-screen keyboard. Get a bigger TV. Get a 65-inch TV. Here we go. What is that, a bat? Oh no, it's not a bat. It's a tukkiel. Get a big 65-inch screen and then you'll have a bigger keyboard. You could punch the keyboard then with your fist. Okay, let's break down his question for clarification. TT, question. If you went back to the UK, where would you go? Okay, so I would go to, let's be more specific so you haven't got to work it out for yourself. I would go to maybe the Samaritans. There we go. So that's where I would go. And what would you do? I would do my utmost in getting self-help, and to help me realise that within 24 hours I could be back in Thailand, and how would I go about doing that? There we go, that's my answer. I'll try to be a little bit more specific. You know, if you want me to make something up like, I've always wanted to be a welder, but I wanted to do it offshore at 60 meters depth and stay in a capsule for 2 to 3 weeks to decompress before I came back to the service, and then spend 2 months onshore, but fly, if I was allowed to fly, to Thailand, and then come back and do the same again. There we go. But I'll be lying to you if I said that, even though the money's very good as a commercial diver. I can put on a show and tell you maybe what you want to hear, but I tend not to do that. I tend to tell you what I want you to hear. How much is the rent? Are we having a giggle tonight? What say you? Okay, if you want to have some fun, this is going to be the cheapest shot you'll ever buy. Or you can go to, it's 250 baht a shot, but you get TT dancing, or 80 baht a shot, and that's the cheapest in Pattaya. If you want to ring the bell, let me know. It can be arranged. I'm kidding. I'll take the shot. Take the shot. Oh, the other phone says it's below 20% now. Yeah, send her pictures. I can do that, Chuck, for you, no problem. I was there the other day, actually. I think for the first time I've ever sat down in billabongs. I went to see and meet up with Havleg, Tammy, and Shiri was there as well. Yeah, we met up with the gang. It was hectic. Yeah. Send me her details. If you want it live streamed, I can do that. Or a video. That sort of service is only usually reserved for the ultimate members of the channel. We might make an exception for you. You've got brotherly love everywhere, Big Papa. Cake. What do you mean about cake? Hopefully there's the Samaritans at the airport, so upon landing I could air my woes and they can maybe rally up a GoFundMe to get me back here as soon as possible. But I think I would get thrown into quarantine, right, as soon as I land in the UK. Does the UK government give people coming back to the UK like a place to stay, quarantine, that they pay for? Would you have to be an asylum seeker or an illegal immigrant to get that for free? I don't know. Top floor. I knew someone else in the chat would have visited it at some point in the past. Oh my God. Ouch. Wow. So I'm going to do a line of chem first. Can't see that, it's blurry. Yeah, take a dinghy across and you'll get here. Free. Yummy. One. What the fuck? Oh, sorry, excuse my French. Woo-hoo. 3, 2, 1. Right, I'm taking a shot for myself. Big. Oh. Over there. Kim. Ah, yummy. Yummy. Right, I think Chuck wants to see that I'm drinking cold tea out of a shot glass. It happens, you know. Jokil! Alright, this one's on me. Right, top tip for all you bar managers out there that are watching and learning. Always have a packet of this spare, maybe 2 packets. You don't need to use much of it. Quite often the Manao seller, Manao, is not coming around. And a good bar manager knows not to buy from 7-Eleven, Family Mart, etc, etc. It costs too much to keep buying the Manao, which is lime, by the way, even though they call it lemon. Get this. Nor make it. This makes me laugh because K-N-O-R, or is it double R? In the UK it's pronounced Nor, but the Thai ladies over here call it Kanor. Get this. Manao powder. It's natural and it's bloody lovely, and you only need a little bit of it. And it's great to flavour your drinks with a little of it as well, especially if you're into using that reverse osmosis machine at the bottom of your condo for collecting your own water. 1.5 litres for 1 baht instead of paying 13 baht from 7-Eleven and having to card it back. That's what you want. Lime seasoning powder. Fantastic. Top tip. I've never seen it in any of the bars, but that's what they'll be getting now, having watched this. You watch. Slowly, bars will be getting this powder. It's a Unilever food solution for professionals. Mr. Mitch, I haven't got a clue. Who's George Thorogood? The name rings a bell. Ding ding. Who rang the bell? Canal, do they? They call it canal. No added ingredients. Do you know, Larry? I knew you was going to ask something like that. I have looked at it. I'm looking at it again now. Oh, hold on. There might be a couple. There might be 1, maybe 3 preservatives, but they're in Thai because they've got numbers attached to them. But it's 68% made from Manao. That's what I get from that. And 0.5% of something else. And then it doesn't go into saying the percentage of the other things. But yeah. It says serving size. No, you can't even. Serving size is very down to individual taste. Yummy. It's very how would you say, sharp, tart. Can't beat a bit of tartness on the end of your tongue. Yeah, be careful of Mr. Mitch of drinking too much lemon water, right? I actually went to the doctors. I was concerned because I know lemon water is good for us, but I was incredibly dehydrated. No matter how much water I drank, I couldn't rehydrate. He didn't know what it was, and he was like, well, do this, do that. I went back to him after and I said, do you know what, doctor, I've worked out what it was. I had to look it up on the internet. And of course salt is used to preserve stuff, etc. when we didn't have, you know, fridge freezers, etc. in the past. We either had ice blocks or, you know, a lot of people would salt their food, right, to preserve it, meats particularly. And Yeah, it's used obviously as a preservative, but it dehydrates stuff, right? It dries stuff out. And my goodness, I could not believe. So if you're finding yourself very thirsty, despite you drinking as much water as you can to quench that thirst, you will not do it. Not if you put too much. I used to put squirts of lemon juice, for sure, in my water, and no, it dehydrated me too much. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Oh, right. One bourbon, one scotch, one beer, and yeah. Yeah, that could be right, Larry. I'll pour some of it out onto the back of my hand and get it in focus. I'm just trying to see the colour of it. Water has already got to it. It's not a powder anymore. It's like, see if I can crush it up on the back of my hand a little bit. It has a tint of lime colour to it, not much. Because water condensation has got into the packet, it's balled itself up a bit. So yeah, I'm doing that's way too much. You only need a little bit of that after taking a shot, like you do with salt. Oh, maybe you can read Thai. I'll show it to you. Just 1% of it is sugar. Oh no, total carbohydrates. I think it's saying only 1%. Sugar's 3 grams, or are from sugars. 0% sodium, so that's good. There's no salt in this. I don't know if you can see that. It's difficult to get it in focus. You got the idea. You can look it up on the internet, on the interwebs, on the tinterweb. Nor lime seasoning powder. But yeah, much more tastier than lemon. And I've added it to a few dishes already, Larry, as well, to experiment. For example, Penang. When you use too much of that paste, and I'm all for using pastes, particularly when all the ingredients are only like ingredients, fresh ingredients, natural, no preservatives, because they take care of themselves with the spices, etc. Some of these pastes can be a bit too hot if you use too much of them, right? And the packet, you can sometimes think, I'll just use the whole packet. It's far too much. It's probably best to use a third of the packet, especially if there's only 2 of you and you don't like it too spicy. I made a chicken. I must upload the video. I've done a few shorts on foods that I've been consuming. I did a chicken Penang the other day, and I added one of the pineapples. It was only a small pineapple, 6 baht for a whole pineapple. A lot of the pineapple to the chicken with the Penang curry, because I've not heard of anybody doing that over here. So I added that, and then I added a bit of this seasoning to it as well, and it's like, wow, it just brought it all together. And I was like, maybe I need to publish that as a recipe. We like a bit of experimentation, don't we, Larry? It's good to find some new and it must be very difficult. I'm sure some cultures and continents have done it, where they're trying different ingredients and spices together to see if they complement each other, where maybe sometimes they do not. But then you add the third ingredient to like link them all together, and it's like, damn, this does work. And you're like, you're onto something here. You could be the next, Colonel Sanders, right? Who knows? Excuse me for coughing over the mic. Yeah, I am saying that because that's exactly what happened to me. Netizen, welcome to the channel. How are you? I did do that. I put lemon juice into the water and it dehydrated me. I couldn't believe it. So I was probably putting too much, maybe, but it was definitely dehydrating me. That's an open-ended question, Daniel. Yeah, red curry paste. I use red curry paste, green curry paste, and Penang curry paste also. Massaman curry paste. I have two brands I'm loyal to. One of them is My Ploy, M-A-E, separate word ploy, P-L-O-Y. And what's the other one? D-Roy or something? I forget the other one. I don't see it so often. I can look it up for you, but those have all got natural ingredients in, no preservatives, nothing like that. And they last for ages after opening as well in the fridge. And they're great. They last for over a month after opening in the fridge. Aroy D, that was the other one. Aroy D, I think it was. Aroy, A-R-O-Y, hyphen D. But My Ploy, and they're both from Thailand, and they're shipped all over the world. So you should be able to find them maybe as well if you look them up. Even get them online and delivered or something. But yeah, it was a Penang curry paste. I used it the other day. And I didn't have any coconut milk, so I surprised myself, and it was suggested to me, and I used carnation milk. I just, to make it a little bit creamy. The carnation milk I was using was quite fluid, so not so creamy, but I just added a bit of it and some more water and a teaspoon or two tops sugar, some namploy, which is fish sauce, but use that very sparingly. You can make or ruin a dish with that stuff, and again that's very salty in itself. So, but yeah, it's good. How long could you stay in Pattaya just living a normal life with? Well, it's very subjective, Daniel. It could be 30 days, 30 minutes. You could easily spend that in 30 minutes, 30,000 baht in 30 minutes over here, and some people will call that normal. So that's one extreme. Fresh squeezed lemon, Mr. Mitch saying, and water, about a tablespoon or two per glass, or 16-ounce bottle, no sugar. Oh. Little Big Buddha in Thailand. Hello, TT. Welcome back. How are you? If a dish is too spicy and a little sugar, acidity always brightens a dish. Yeah, absolutely. That's so true, Larry, right? I always use lime or acid in my curries. Or if I use butter or fat, yeah. I have no idea actually what it contains to dehydrate you. That I didn't look up, but I did look up the fact that it does it. And as soon as I stopped doing it, I was in no fear. I just couldn't work out. I wasn't ill. I was just couldn't quench my thirst, and that was the only thing I was doing in it. And I don't know how I came across it on the internet, but it dehydrates, and there's not many places on the internet that tells you that. And because I was adding it to my water religiously on everything I drank, and I was drinking my quota for my size at the time, which was 3 litres a day. And yeah, it's, you know, a gallon, right? A gallon of water. And I was clearly adding too much to it. So I just cut it out and just had it now and again. It was just because water gets a bit boring, right? And you don't want it to be a chore if it's good for you to keep your fluids up, of course, especially in a country like this. And I've come unstuck a couple of times here where I've been dehydrated. I tend to find I don't get signals from my body until it's too late as to whether or not I'm dehydrated or not, because I don't feel thirsty a lot of the time. Anyway, I digress. I need to do another shot, right? I've got some cold tea here I need to drink. $30,000, £30,000, €30,000, I don't know. We've got an international community here, Daniel. Kem. I'm going to cheers myself. Thank 1, 2, 3. Thank you, TT, for my live stream and for sponsor me. Cheers. There we go. As a parody, that was of a live stream bar video. 4 litres really, Mr. Mitch. Oh yeah, of course, so you have to worry about that maybe, Lulu. It's a point to note. Yes, Daniel, I know where you're from, but I'm trying to understand who you're trying to appeal to with your question. Because you know the answer already, I'm sure. Or are you asking me personally how could stay in Pattaya just living a normal life? Yeah, what? I think normal life to a lot of people can mean so many different things. One really has to define what normality is to one's person, or come up with some examples and apply it to that first, as so many other people have done already on YouTube. And I've made videos on it before. Do a search. I've even published the spreadsheets associated with them. I've even got a spreadsheet of how much it costs to get married here to a Thai lady. Maybe I should republish that, or publish that. I've not published the wedding one. I've done one, I think, something like on the lines of, or I've helped somebody else put one together. Live like a king or die trying. In Pattaya. Okay, Larry's got a suggestion. TT, try adding half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt to your water. Cheap but needed electrolytes for your body. What is, Larry, here's a question for you. As a result of not having electrolytes or enough of them, what is the result of not having enough? What would my body be telling me to, you know, how would I feel? Boy. Oh yeah, I remember Lula, you was doing that through a straw, yeah. Andy Smith, welcome back. Oh, dehydration, okay. So using Himalayan salt stops you from being dehydrated. Do you know what, Larry? I'm finding that with the foods that I'm eating out here, and they use a lot of salt as well, they add a lot of salt. And yeah, our body needs salt for sure out here because we lose so much through perspiration. I found that my salt intake through eating more of the Thai food was adequate enough not to add anything to my drinks. Although a couple of times I have come a cropper and not taken enough water and or salt, and I was getting cramps in my lower legs and waking it up, and my body waking me up because of the cramps. Oh, that was awful. And then, but that's a sign of dehydration, right? As well, having cramps. That's happened twice in 12 months. So I have to remember to drink enough. Yeah, you become dehydrated. Himalayan salt has the micronutrients your body needs, like potassium. Oh, okay. Cool. I should look into getting some of that. Himalayan salt is pink, right? If I remember correctly. Just repositioning myself on the on my new beach mat. I had to buy a new beach mat the other day. So you use yeah, so I'm talking to the chat. Oh. What happened there? Diarrhea, Andy Smith says. Okay, Larry, thanks for that. Mr. Mitch. It's a travesty. Oh, I enjoyed that shot. That was the best one yet. It's nice to have a chat without any music, right? We'll actually can monetize this if we chose to do so. Oh. Oh my God. Not together. One more. I'm going to have one more. I'll be back to the chat in a minute. If you can hear clickety-click, I'm enjoying some seeds that I was left to eat. They're a pain though. I prefer de-seeded seeds. Oh. Oh, yummy. Oh, it's created an ulcer on my tongue. Said the actress to the bishop. What a lovely evening. The temperature is perfect, about 27, 28. Maybe a little bit too hot. Where are the white women at? Welcome. Yeah, look it up. I don't know why it did it to me. I just don't know how it did it, but I read somewhere about it that lemon did that. It didn't rehydrate, it dehydrate. But as soon as I read it, I stopped it because it's absolutely doing my head in to be so thirsty, yet consuming so much water had no effect. Part 1 of 3, Mr. Mitch says. Normal life for me is full of unexpected expenses. Oh, the police officer hit your truck. Oh my gosh. How did he do that? Is it snowing? Was he Mao? Drinking milk. Where are the white women at? Paul was inviting himself round. I'm not in, I am, I guess. They have labelled this. This is, today's beach is called Pattaya Jomtien Beach. So that's where I'm at. Now, if I were on Pattaya Central City Centre Beach, Pattaya Beach, it is exactly 1.92 miles long. Where would I place myself if I were on that beach? It's a difficult one because there's not much. In fact, there's a couple of ladies that capitalise on the fact that there's not much along the beach to cater to people staying on the beach at night. Yeah, there's the odd Family Mart and Seven. There's a couple of ladies that cycle up and down on like a tricycle with a cooler box on the back with beer and chocolates and snacks in. It's funny. I couldn't believe it when they passed me one time. I don't know what time it was, 3 a.m. or something like that. I was probably doing a 3-hour recording and live stream talking to a freelancer, coconut lady that was happy to do that. And she's like, oh yeah, do you want beer? I was like, I thought she was joking. Like, you want a beer? And she's got these small cans of Leo or whatever. What do you want, Leo? I was like, yeah, all right. 40 baht. A small can of Leo. That made me chuckle. It's the small things, you know. Lulu's profile picture, by the way, Paul, is not representative of Her Majesty of the Philippines. She's far more graceful. Yeah, Lulu's profile picture, I think it's the Queen of Malaysia or the Philippines. Yeah, if you do a search on Google for the Queen of the Philippines, I think you'll find that's Lulu's profile picture. I don't think she even knew that. Did you, Lulu? Don't judge a book by its cover, Paul. Right, Lulu. I'm not sure, maybe someone could look up in the chat, but I'm gazing up at the moon and it looks almost full, if not full. Hold on. It's a bit blurry. I would say it's 99, if not full moon tonight. This is why we're seeing waves. It's the lunar cycle. There is a point at which, I think it's just after. I forget now, I should know. In scuba, but you learn about tides and how the moon can affect tides around the world, and because you're always looking for good visibility when you're diving, and there's the time of the month, as many ladies will tell you, where it's not so good to go down and do some diving. Because there are many ladies that like scuba diving, and they will tell you the lunar cycle affects the appreciation of what can be had from diving. And it's so true. The visibility goes right down. It's not a good thing. So we have to time it right with the lunar cycle to get the best possible visibility. If you get 20 meters up in visibility, you're onto a good thing. Yeah, I thought it was Larry, full moon. We've got quite a bit of rolling waves coming in. Nothing spectacular. What we're talking, if I weighed it out there, it'd probably be chest height, hips maybe. Oh, you got beach warnings, right, Larry? Well, that's nice, you've got that. Here we've got, and they never used to have it, but there are swimming areas, right? And it's at those locations they do have lifeguards, which is nice. I've not noticed them so much on Jom Tien Beach so much, but certainly on Paradise Beach and Dong Tan Beach, rather, I should say. Keep making the mic drop off. This is a top tip, if Larry doesn't already know, I'm sure he does. Thread your mic wire through your shirt or whatever you're wearing so it's not on the outside. It's less likely to get hooked up on something and pulled off its lapelled place. So we'll do that then. I'll think about, it won't take me long to do it, but I will, I'll put like maybe a small series of videos together on considerations, maybe, let's think of some titles. Considerations of starting a YouTube channel. I could have a clickbait title like, do not start a YouTube channel until you've listened to this first. Which is true as well. It's really pointed at those people that just jump in with their size 10s, which is still, fine to do if you want to learn from maybe more of your own mistakes rather than those that have already made them. But then it takes a little bit longer to lick your wounds and pick yourself up and move on again in a better way. I must say that's one of the biggest things I've enjoyed over the last 12 months of being out here is having the opportunity to share more of what I know with others to yet further better themselves or enhance what it is they're trying to achieve. I think that's my biggest achievement over the last 12 months. How about you guys? What would you say, what is your biggest achievement over the last 12 months? Answers in the chat. We don't do Thanksgiving here, but what are you thankful for? You can put it like that if you chose to. Let's have Thanksgiving today. You don't need to stand up and give a public address. But what would you say? Maybe you just want to say nothing really, but what I have learned is Woo-wee. One. I think it is important to reflect. I must say, if I may, the last 12 months feels like it's gone in 2 months. It's ridiculous. I think it's because at some point I was ridiculously busy and the time flew. It was stupid. And people say, oh, the older you get, the quicker the time flies. It seems to be a little bit true. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's analysed as to why that might be the case, or feel to be the case. I'll have to investigate that maybe one day. The white way. The fat pencil to the skinny pencil. Oh my god. Very good. Yummy. Oh. Yeah. Yummy. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Take care. Right, what's the chat saying? You're cold to the bone. Why? Have you not got any heating, Mr. Mitch? What's going on? Are you not dressed appropriately? Have you not learned anything about going out in the garden when it's snowing in a bikini? It will affect your temperature to the core. It's cold and windy. Why are you cold though? A popular beach from Larry's, not far from his house, has 4-foot waves. Normally it's like a milk pond. Milk pond. I think you mean meal pond, Larry. Meal pond. M-I-double-L. I got you. I got you back. Where are you, Larry? It sounds like he's in the Caribbean. Lulu, you'll always be welcome at Larry's if you're going to holiday down his way. He will cook you up some awesome food. I've got an open invite. But for the life of me, I can't find myself leaving here. But Larry wants to come here and cook for me. And I'm like, yes, you can, Larry. Jump on that next flight out as soon as you can. Mr. Mitch, welcome then, welcome even more. And we're glad that Mr. Mitch is here and supporting my students' channels, and he supports other channels that he's unaware of that I've helped grow as well. So you're making a positive impact on many, many people's lives by being there for others. So we should all give thanks to Mr. Mitch for being there, and yeah. Cheers, Mr. Mitch. I know where you're coming from. After October, Larry. I'm waiting. Oh my God, Mr. Mitch, how many cat lives have you got left? I don't even think they have a breaker in lots of parts of Thailand here. Thai local news out here, or national news, is like there was a electrical storm last night. 2 people were in their bedroom on their smartphones and a lightning bolt struck them and they killed them both. Stuff like that. I'll tell you what, it's all full of doom and gloom. 95% of the Thai news here seems to be all doom and gloom. I don't know why that is. I asked Thai ladies in the past to say, why do you watch all that? It's all like negative. You're going to brainwash yourself into thinking life's not so good. I'm learning. Learning what? That nature kills, we know that. Yes, but if there's problem here or problem there, then I know not to go there. It's like, okay. Do you have plans to go somewhere then? No. Okay, so I just pull the plug out of the TVs. No TV on in my place. Unless it's on because I'm using it as a monitor. Yeah, a lot of people talk about vaccines. I can't take a vaccine. I bet some countries won't let people in unless they had a vaccine. Or maybe you have to go into quarantine, right? It depends. I guess every country's the same. What's the time now? Oh, it's not even 2 yet. Larry's asking, TT, are the homes grounded there? Oh, I think you mean, yeah. The homes here, in the jungle, no, they're not grounded. A lot of them are not. They're on stilts though, from rain and from critters. But they tend not to have a firm foundation upon which they stand in the jungles, in the villages. Some though, yeah, I think that's what you mean. But yeah, many places in Thailand, of course, foundation, concrete, steel reinforced, blah de blah. Whereas I appreciate a lot of that's not the case in the Caribbean. And it's a lot of wooden structures, so it's like, boom, and then just rebuild, take everything down into the basement or with you abroad when something big is coming in, right? And then just fly back in the hope that something's still there. Otherwise, you're building a hurricane-proof property, right? I think that's how it's categorized. I remember looking when I was thinking of at what point do I move in the future to the Cayman Islands? And do I go to Cayman Brac? And I'm like, no, that's too small. I would go stir crazy. So it'd be like Grand Cayman out of the 3 islands. And I'm like, okay. Do I want to be in Georgetown? How big of a town is it? Is it more of a city? What's it like? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was looking at properties. And then I was like, okay. So the storm warning comes in. Everybody like hunkers down into the basement or goes to a storm-proof facility or flies out and then flies back in after a few days, right? And then I was finding these properties that were storm damaged and were like only $22,000 to buy and, you know, move in, fix it up. So yeah, it's quite an interesting exercise. There's not much I don't know about the Cayman Islands and living a tax-free lifestyle and being aware that they make their money from tourism and importing of products from abroad on the tax side of things. Yeah, so it's an interesting read. Got a good ebook on that. Yeah, not everywhere, Larry, no. I'm sure of that. Not grounded for electrical storms, I'm sure. But, you know, these resorts would be, I'm sure. You get quite a few power cuts. I'll say quite a few. I've only had 2 and they've only lasted less than 20 minutes. Yeah, Mr. Mitch, you should share your stories. That's right, Larry, it's in Hurricane Alley. It's the ebook on everything to do with the Cayman Islands is available from one of the web pages regarding the Cayman Islands. Just do a search for it. It was a few years ago I looked at it. I used the term loosely, ebook. It was more a things to know, the ins and outs of moving to, living or retiring or something like that to the Cayman Islands. There's only a good couple of web pages on the Cayman Islands, but one of them has a downloadable fact sheet, I guess. It talks about everything, the price, the cost of living, real estate, schools, everything, and it was great. I think I purchased it, maybe. I forget now. Yeah, because I could download it as many times as I wanted to for life, and I had a problem downloading it again after losing it. And I contacted the web page and they sorted it out for me and I was able to download it again. I think I paid for it like, I don't know, $7 or whatever it was. Don't quote me. Yeah, it was very interesting. I was serious about it because you know, if you want something in life and you want it enough, you will get it. All down to how much you want it and when you want it by, as to when you get it. But this was an easier option that just sort of came about almost accidentally, but again, it could be more like the law of attraction, putting it out there what it is you want, and it just sort of coming back at you and presenting you with opportunities that you can't refuse in order to get what it is you want. But obviously it's not ticking all the boxes yet, as it isn't for many people around the world. But yeah, so I guess we're one big step closer. I always vowed to come back here one day, long term, back in 1997, when I first discovered Thailand as something that appealed to me. And yeah. Anyway, that's another story for another day that I'll repeat. Oh, maybe we'll put some music on in a bit. I have got the Bluetooth speaker of joy here. It's good to see you, Larry, in the chat for a while now, and on Instagram. It's a shame. I'd like to. I'm quite a visual person, but I don't get the time to look at Instagram as much as I'd like. It's very rare. It's like when I get alerts, really, or I'm thinking, oh yeah, Instagram still exists. Let's pop up some pictures in there. It's just another medium that some subscribers use, of course, to get updates. And of course, there's exclusive material in Instagram as well as Facebook, Cocoscope, Twitter. The two biggest, or 2 or 3 biggest sources of traffic coming to YouTube for me, according to YouTube, is Facebook and Google. They're in the top 2. And YouTube itself, so they're the 3. So it's not as if I use Instagram to do that. CocoScope have got like a photo set section that you can sell photo sets, but it's just too slow. I need to give them feedback on that actually. I think Instagram is a lot faster and the quality's there. It wouldn't surprise me if YouTube go down that route at some point where you can publish like photo albums, especially if they feel it's another medium that they can capitalise on to support what it is they already have to offer. I really need to clean my bag out. Oh my god, there's so much sand in it. I'm looking for another charger and I cannot find it. One of my phones is going to die on me soon. Excuse me a moment while I rummage. Oh, everything feels sticky as well from the salt. Top tip, get a small bell, you can probably hear it, that clips onto your fishing rod so you know when you're getting a strike. You haven't got to keep staring at the end of your fishing rod. Or, alternatively, in the absence of putting it on your fishing rod, stick it to your bag. And then, if you feel that somebody might be stealing your bag, as soon as you hear that bell ring, you know somebody's moving your bag. Top tip. Number 17. Larry's asking, ThaiTastic, have you been back to the Mexican restaurant in Pattaya? Good question. I may have. I'm not 100% sure, Larry. I think you're referring to Taco. White girl, where the white girls at, and bitches be tripping, and bar girls lives matter. They've all said to me that's the #1 Mexican place to go for them. And I need to go back there again. I don't fully appreciate all of the Mexican dishes yet. Quesadillas, tacos, they're the only 2 I can even remember. I mentored and trained a couple of people from Mexico in the UK for 3 days up. In fact, they're still in contact with me now, and I really, out of courtesy, at least need to get back to them. But every year they send me birthday wishes, and great couple of guys, and they took me to a restaurant in the UK that served an awesome selection of Mexican food I've never heard of before. I really enjoyed it. I was very surprised. And they just said, look, let's try this one, let's try that. They were like spoiling me rotten. They were very appreciative of the 3 days we spent together, and they just wanted to, like, let the hair down, let's not talk shop, let's teach you about Mexican food through one of these. It's a small chain, not a very big chain in the UK, but very good, and I forget the name of it. And there's some good food, and the taco place in Pattaya is a very small establishment, and the dishes change, I think, on the mood and on the ingredients available. But it's very authentic for sure, based on what other people have been telling me, and yeah, I've enjoyed it when I've been there. Yeah, but I don't recall whether or not I've been back since we last spoke about it. I think I may have done. I think I have briefly, but and I still vow to do maybe a better video on the establishment, which I need to do. There is so much content here to be made, and so much content I've already filmed. I'm so behind, it's ridiculous. I've just been spending really the last 8+ months helping others more than myself. I'm a bit selfish like that. I should concentrate more on maybe myself. I don't know. Okay, Larry, take care. See you soon. I've been blabbering on and Larry's not even there. My belie. I do that. I have a bit of a chat at times. Where's my charging cable? This is annoying me now. I'm looking for a charging cable for the iPhone. I wish there was 4 of me. 4 of me with the same mindset, so I could say, okay, I could just brain dump or plug them into my brain and say, okay, concentrate on that lot there. I definitely will never get everything that I would like to get done in my lifetime, I'm sure of it. So I need to write everything down more and let everyone pick up the pieces in 50+ years time. It might be out of date then. I don't know. Where's Taffy Apple, Lulu? Okay. My goodness, take your time. You've been ages. Where have you been? We're doing lines of, we're doing lines of powdered lime, following blend 285, following cold tea shots. Hey Frank, welcome back. How are you? You okay? Frank saying hello to everybody in the chat. We got 16 thumbs up, 15 people on the live, 14 in the chat. Thank you so much. Same, no different, Frank. We're just chilling, conversing on various topics, asking questions about YouTube. I just wanted to glean whether or not there'd be any interest with regards to dumping my knowledge onto YouTube a bit more and making a series as a separate playlist maybe of top tips. And then I can just, what I have been doing in the past, those people that wanted particularly support in certain areas, I've been sharing what I've learned and where I've learned it from with them, but not everybody's, it's not palatable with everybody, so they want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So if they ask you about something, they want to hear it from you, right? So I'm more than happy to do that if there's I'm sure there'll be demand for it. There is a demand for it, but it's where I can dedicate a bit of time to, and it'd be fairly easy to do. But I have so much already to do. But a lot of the stuff is more entertaining stuff that I have to edit and or film, edit and publish and cast, but maybe the more educational side of things would be more appropriate and leave a legacy when maybe my demise happens in 50 plus years time. Tafiapa, welcome back. It's an early one actually. I think it's just turned 2. Yeah, it's 2:03 a.m. We've got the microphone plugged in because there's a bit of a breeze. The tide is coming in, and we're enjoying the delights that what feels like a secluded beach. It's certainly empty, apart from a few hanger-ongers and maybe even hanger-ongans will come down to the beach. I'll have to measure the length of this beach. Pattaya beach in the Pattaya city centre is 1.292 miles long. I'll have to measure what, this is definitely bigger, this beach. That's right, Daniel. That's true. Where have you been, Daniel? What, you've been hiding and you've just come back. So what have you been up to? Oh, Daniel Kelly's been cooking some chicken wings and tuna salad. Get your tape out and been cooking some. You've been cooking, or you think I've been cooking? I don't follow you. Are you dyslexic in the chat as I am orally dyslexic in person? We're so much alike, Daniel. It's incredible. For the people in the chat that are foot fetish, don't worry. Nothing to get excited about. Oh, you have been cooking chicken wings and tuna salad. There we go. Have I inspired you? I love how you realised your caps lock wasn't on. By the way, everybody, Lulu doesn't like hairy toes. Do you know, I think you will find that everybody has pretty much the same amount of hairs all over their body. But depending on the thickness and the colour as to how well they look hairy. Of course, some people are suffering from loss of hair, mentioning no names. Oh, get the tape measure out to measure the beach. Yeah. I have been told by a few that I have quite a big tape measure. Yeah. I would say we've got a 3 or 4 mile length beach here, and people have chosen to pull up right behind us, so you can probably hear them. Of all the places they could have come to. Maybe we'll put some music on in a moment and then frighten them off. What are you up to, Taffy Apple, today? What have you been cooking? I think I'm going to switch from dedicating time on YouTube. I have to work out, first of all, I need to establish what is using up most of my time on YouTube. It certainly isn't doing live streams, because I will only live stream when I'm sharing something I'm already doing anyway. So live streaming doesn't take up any time. So it's the other things relating to YouTube I need to determine what is taking up most of my time, work out what part of that somebody else can be doing so I do not have to do it, and or maybe scrap it completely, because there's an area of the internet I need to investigate a bit more and dedicate time to. That's what I need to do. And Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated knowing that there's not 60 hours in a day, and I keep thinking there are 60 hours in a day when there really is only 20, because I sleep 4 of them, and then my body tells me, hold on a minute, that's not normal. And then after 3 or 4 days of that, it says, I'm not letting you do anything else. You have to shut down for 12 hours. And I did that, I think, today. Or should I say, yesterday. Which turned into today. I'm finding it hard to articulate myself. If you had a washing machine that's on spin cycle with ideas, and it was an 1800 RPM, double that, and then that's how you could visualize my mind right now. I think I need to write more stuff down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to buy any more whiteboards. I've already got 2 whiteboards up in the condo. Maybe mind mapping, although you can spend just all your time mind mapping. It can get ridiculous. Let's just start off with a simple list to brain dump, and then prioritize it on the basis of what would benefit one right now in the short term, medium term and long term. I think that's the way moving forward. Yeah. But then each of those terms need to be defined before you can do that. See, I'm over analyzing again. What the hell? I think they fancy me. It's the law of attraction, Daniel. Yorkshire puddings for tonight. What's happening tonight? Are you creating a pie using a large, extraordinarily large Yorkshire puddings with mash and vegetables and lovely juicy Lincolnshire sausages with onion gravy to boot? Oh my gosh, maybe I could just eat that right now. Oh gosh, Daniel, I cannot believe you do not have what Thai time is right now, which is 2:14 a.m. in the morning. That's what a.m. is, right? Yummy. Have a guest appearance. I don't know who the guest is. I'm not 100% sure about this. There could be scammers. Why do that on the beach? It's 4 miles long. Why come here? Suspicious minds. Big popper. Better pick. Pork roast with trimmings. Oh. Right. For me and for the rest of the chat that don't understand what trimmings are. What are trimmings? Is that like pork scratchings? Deep fried skin? Or are the trimmings applesauce? Taffy applesauce? Veggies, okay. Spuds, etc. Right. Or the other items that make it a meal. Oh. I have heard the term before, trimmings, but I've never realised. I've not appropriated it before. Yeah. No, Daniel, I've no appreciation, I can tell you that. I have no appreciation of the British fare. That's right, Mr. Mitch, yeah. Daniel Kelly is saying what I know. No, I don't know. I've heard of the term, Daniel, but I've never appreciated what it meant because I really didn't care. What I tend to do is I hear, listen, see so many things. I am like a sponge, but I tend to only want to know about and try to remember only those things that can benefit me or others. And there are certain things I don't give two hoots about. There really aren't. And I'm just like, well, this is how I categorize the amount of information that comes into my mind. It's like, how can it help me or others? And if it doesn't, then it can wait in line because I don't know when they're going to get to the front of the queue. Maybe never. Because I'm somebody that likes to learn so much. On development and learning something about trimmings in relation to terminology regarding food is just way down there. Yeah, Daniel's got me sussed. I'm a mixture. Taffy Apple and Lulu will help you with that. They know me more than you, Daniel, and they know me more than I know myself. I let them explain. Mr. Mitch, it does make sense if you know how to make sense of it, because people are sheep, right? Whether they know it or not, they will either go out of their way not to be, or they will be it subconsciously and just do it without realizing. And many people say, oh, there's a space there, or you can park there because other people are parking there. They may all be parking there illegally, but you park next to them because they're doing it, and you'll all get a ticket. And I've done that as well. Many people have done that and live in other things as well. Like people are queuing up for something, and then there's a big sign there saying you do not need to queue. You can just like, it's a free-for-all. But people will follow other people like sheep, lost sheep. They do that. So that's the mentality psychology behind it. It's very interesting and fascinating. In fact, it's something I would, if I were to think of a subject to study just out of interest, it would be psychology, more so. But through my journey of life and self-learning, and from my mentors as well, I've learned a lot about it already, sufficiently enough to keep me satisfied, let's say, without it being a chore of learning something for the sake of it. But if I were to pursue maybe a degree or diploma or something like that, or certificate of recognition or attendance, it would be on that subject. It does fascinate me. Yeah, Daniel, you know I've already started writing a book. I'm 5,000 words into a 50,000 word novel already. Anthropology, right? Mr. Mitch. And Bargill's Lives Matter, he's very well read on some great subjects that are very thought-provoking. He's worth having a chat to. He's lived here now in Pattaya for 4 years. He's got some great life experiences to share. Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Mitch. You learn something new every day. Yeah. Right. The study of what makes us humans tick. And there are quite a number of levels to that as well. I've touched on it in other live streams as well, especially when I've been super creative and maybe a little bit mal. We're not going to do that tonight, but yeah, there is some interesting things that goes on. Lulu knows that we all have the innate ability of, but it is fogged through what we watch, learn, do, and have been taught. Where's London Chinese Cabby? Is he still doing the rounds of Bar Girls live streams still? Are you still being fascinated by that? We've not heard from him in a number of weeks, months. He supported the channel back in November last year. We miss London Chinese Cabby. It's been swayed over to the other side. What makes Daniel Kelly tick? So Daniel, when you come back here, are you going to be looking at rekindling what you was doing here before, work-wise, or not? That's very good, Lulu. There he is, Bargill's Lives Manor. Yeah, Bargill's Lives Matter. We've discussed this before. We'd need to use a pen name or wait for your demise before publishing. And I think even after your demise or using a pen name, if you should choose to use the real names of the people that are being held at the authorities' disposal in the monkey houses of American, it could have an impact on society as a result of them making reference to your writings and then being released early and or beyond them having actually being released when they maybe shouldn't have. Daniel Kelly, why not? Yeah, think of how you can be different. One of the first things I would recommend is to, in any regard, in any business, right? One can never do enough market research, or they say that, but you can do enough in order to make a decision as to whether or not it's something to pursue to reduce legitimately your risk in moving forward with it. So I would certainly work out how one testing the market for that particular idea you have. So that's how I would pursue it initially, would be to how does one go about establishing the market demand, because there's no point in pursuing it if there is no demand, but how much of a demand would there be for it? But before you're able to determine that is how you would go about establishing the research for something that maybe has never been here before. So, and as you know, as other successful business people are in any industry, is to seek out those who are doing something similar right now and networking with them and garner their feedback stroke support before venturing into something like that. Yeah, Nick's keen, right? Good on you. But be careful of talking yourself into a job, you know, when maybe it should be. Are you thinking of something as doing something as a paid hobby, or are you thinking of something as being a business that you work on or work in? It's very easy to talk yourself into doing a job. I can give you your first gig. I will come to the airport as you come off, and you could be singing your way through immigration. I'm just going to chill out for a bit and see how things pan out. So you don't really have a plan then. Or if you do, you don't maybe or feel that you're in a position to share it, whether it be through potential failure, confidence in achieving, or just don't know. It'd be one of them or a combination of it. Maybe you're coming here to find something to do again. It's very easy to find how you can apply your skills to complement somebody else's business and own none of it yourself. There's a lot of people that have a lot of business skills but don't want to own their own business also, which I understand. think a cabaret bar for Farangs would be good, because right now you haven't got so much of that unless it's too nichey, like the Ladyboys, gay area. But if you had more of a cabaret geared towards Farangs, who had that? Is it Poo Pen restaurant? Was it Soy 3, 4, 5? I forget. In Pattaya. Maybe it's not Poo Pen Bar or something like that. I'm going to end the stream soon. I've got a lot of computer work to do. And I'm kicking myself because I don't have one of my leads with me for charging my other phone. It's too easy for me to continue the stream, but we'll go off topic. I'll give you all 60 seconds to say your goodbyes whilst we watch the waves rolling. Cheers, Mr. Mitch. Cheers, Pirate Pete, for lurking in the background. I know you appreciate the content. Thanks for popping in and saying goodbye. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning away. Maybe I should get an early night. Fifteen seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good.